James O'Brien on LBC.
But the simple enough question is this: why wouldn't you believe them? When they say we are going on strike, we are deliberately endangering patient safety, because if we don't, we think patient safety will be endangered even more. That's the logic. That's all it's about. Anyone else telling you it's about money or telling you about this, they're lying to you. It is doctors who believe the new contract will endanger us. Why wouldn't you believe them or trust them? I suppose one answer to that is because you think they're wrong, in which case tell me why. Kishan is in Lincoln. Kishan, what would you like to say?
Morning, James. I think you said something which was music to my ears in terms of said don't listen to the BMA and don't talk to the Department of Health, just chat to a doctor. When I work in A&E, I see patients coming in all the time and they don't know what's going on because there's so much misinformation from both sides, but they still trust doctors more than politicians and they just want to talk to doctors about it. Quite frankly, some of the ways that this has been handled by the BMA has been suboptimal. Absolutely.
Well, why will patient safety be affected?
Okay, so basically Jeremy Hunt and the Department of Health have said that they want a truly 7-day NHS, which any of your listeners will know. If they're sick, if they're unwell, they can go to a hospital 24 hours a day and get emergency care.
Of course.
What the 7-day NHS they're actually talking about is getting elective services that will be very profitable to private companies run at weekends.
How accurate is it to say that the current rotas are already stretched, that running a 5-day operation is already close to breaking point?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you have 6 doctors and you're 3 doctors down, it just means the 3 doctors that are left have to work double as hard and carry on the work that their colleagues would do otherwise. So, yeah, there's lots of rota gaps. There are lots of problems with staffing, not just doctors, for nurses. And the other thing that's concerning is I have a lot of European nursing colleagues that are absolutely petrified that they're about to be kicked out of the country as a result of this Brexit vote.
I think you're right. Intelligent thinking people should be running out of patients with platitudes and soundbites. So can I ask you, I don't know if this is a personal question or a professional one. I'm not going to ask you to look at my bunions or anything like that. The story that came out earlier this month about NHS investigation, a Department of Health, an internal confidential Department of Health inquiry into whether this was workable, and it concluded this was undertaken specifically for Jeremy Hunt and other ministers in late July. And it was done by senior civil servants undertaking a proper analysis of that totemic pledge in the manifesto to provide 7-day service, and it concluded that there is too few staff and too little money. So as a doctor who deals in diagnostic techniques and deals in facts generally, when you encounter this, how do you? I mean, because I'm a journalist, I deal with this every day. It's the opposite of medicine. This is conclusive proof that the Department of Health has found it to be unworkable, and yet the Secretary of State for Health is going around the studios this morning saying that it's great. How do you process that as a doctor?
I mean, I can tell you exactly how I processed it, and on my Twitter account, I'm not sure if I can give it out.
Go on, why not?
At Dr. Kishan Rees.
There you go. If you've got any problems with your bunions, get in touch with Kishan. At Dr. Kishan Rees, REES. Go on.
In the pinned tweet is exactly how I responded to that. And the funny thing is I put that out half an hour before Channel 4 broke their story about 7-day scam and 7-day cover-up.
Clive Bull on LBC.
LBC, I'm Clive Bull. We're asking on this issue of privatisation, is the NHS being secretly privatised? Let's talk to Kishan in Lincoln. Hello, Kishan.
Many doctors have no idea what's going on with STPs, let alone patients. And I think, the NHS is critical. It's in danger of having its life support machine turned off. And unless people actually wake up to this and start getting involved in the discussion, they're going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to find that the NHS is gone and they'll be having a private insurance-based model pushed to them and peddled as the solution and the answer. And quite frankly, we've just got to look at healthcare systems around the world and see that we've got a treasure, we've got something that's great, we've got something that helps and looks out for people, but let's put it to the public and see whether they want to keep it or not. And also, lots of people will get bankrupted, basically as a result of health insurance bills, and I think we should be very proud in this country that nobody goes bankrupt as a result of health insurance bills.
Splits just about wherever you look, whether it's the Labour Party here in Liverpool, where I'm at the conference. So again, a quick apology if it gets a little bit noisy, because a lot of people now filing in, or splits within the BMA. And let's explore that with Kishan, who is in Liverpool. I'm in your home city, Kishan. Good morning. Are you ready to split?
Good morning, Nick. I'm afraid it's not my home city. My home city is Watford.
Oh, right.
I'm just up here visiting, like I was visiting in Cardiff before. But I think split's a strong word, and I think what the BMA need is they need to be transparent and accountable and come out and be open and upfront and honest with not only its members, but the members of the public in terms of how many people have they polled, how many members of the public have they spoken to. And the reason I ask that is because I've actually set up a social media broadcaster because I'm absolutely sick of, as your other caller mentioned, finding out about announcements from the BMA via leaks to the Daily Mail or via the BBC. And I've actually gone out, I've engaged with members of the public and spoken to them, and there's growing support. I think the main problem was due to a complete lack, sorry to talk over you, but due to a complete lack of a communications strategy from the BMA, the main focus of this is members of the public have been completely unaware about what's been going on.
So they've got to go, haven't they, the current leadership?
Yeah, really. I mean, how many times you can give chances to people, but it's unfortunate. It seems like the same mistakes are happening over and over again.
Yes.
And this contract is being imposed in October. And, you know, we have other grassroots organisations. You've just got to look at Justice for Health, led by Dr. Ben White.
Briefly, Kishan, and I'm so sorry to talk over you, sir, but it's such a busy day.
No, of course not.
If they don't go, what would you do personally?
Well, what would I do? I'd continue what I'm doing in terms of talking to the public, working with Dr. Bob Gill, working with other people. We've got so many people that are having to set up their own things. Thankfully, we've got the technology able to do it, but we just need to get the public informed. If anyone wants to contact me, I'm more than happy to answer any questions, as are any doctors. Just talk to your doctors.
Okay, Kishan, thank you. Have a good day in Liverpool. Safe travelling as and when you go. Thank you, Kishan. Okay.